Yes, good afternoon, students. My name is Samuel Odhiambo. I am a teacher by profession at Moi Kazonzo Girls High School. I teach mathematics and physics. So today at this lesson, we are going to learn algebra, that is Form 1 work. Yes, welcome. So just to begin, you want to start with the definition of algebra. What is algebra? What is algebra? Algebra. So when we talk about algebra, algebra in mathematics is basically concerned about representation of letters or symbols to take place in the mathematical operations. So maybe just to begin, let's give a statement definition of algebra. Let's give a statement definition of algebra. So we say algebra is the part of mathematics in which letters and other general symbols are used to represent numbers and quantities in formula and equations. In formulas and equations. For example, I can say that my age is 4 times your age. So in that case, if you want to get my age, then I can also say that let your age to be equals to n. For example, if I say let your age to be equals to n, then earlier on I've said that my age is, for example, 4 times your age. Then therefore it means my age will be equals to 4 times n. So we have used a letter to stand in for mathematical operation. So by that we are going to look at, or maybe give more examples of algebraic expressions. So let us just come to examples of algebraic expressions. We can have an expression, for instance, n plus m. So we have said use of letters. When we use letters or other general symbols, so in this case we have used n plus m. We can say n mangoes plus m oranges. So in total it means we have n plus m fruits. If I say N to represent the number of oranges, M to represent the number of mangoes. Then in total, when they are put together, when they are added, then I will say I have N plus M fruits. And in this case, this is algebra. This is an example of algebra. So I can also say I have X plus Y. In this case, this is a letter, this was a letter. So this is actually an algebraic expression using letters to represent in a given mathematical expressions. Using letters to represent in a given mathematical expression. Then we end up with algebra. So that is how algebra is expressed. It is expressed in terms of letters or any other symbol. So a symbol is just basically meaning the same as letters, because I can have a symbol like this. Symbol. So I can have a symbol like, mathematically this symbol is called theta. That is not a letter, it is a symbol. So we can also have a symbol like lambda. So those are just but examples of symbols. So they have been put in an expression to stand in of values. You can say theta numbers or lambda numbers. When theta added to lambda, then they give a given quantity. So they are put there to represent mathematical operations. And that's what we call algebra. So we want to go to the typical problems about algebra. We want to come to the typical problems concerning algebra. The typical problems concerning algebra. So we can begin with the example 1. We can say this is example 1. In example 1, I have this. Wanjiku bought bananas, mangoes, and pineapple. And pineapples. You put a full stop. Then you are told write down an expression for the total number of fruits she bought. Wanjiku bought bananas, mangoes, and pineapples. Put a full stop. Then now you are told write down an expression for the total number of fruits she bought. Solving this, it is very, very simple. We have not been given the true values of the number of bananas bought. The same to the true values of the number of mangoes bought. The same to pineapples, the number of pineapples bought. So we are going to represent them with letters. So we can say let the number of bananas to be B. The same, we shall let the number of we shall let the number of mangoes to be m, the same the number of pineapples to be p, the number of pineapples to be p. Then you are told down here, write down the expressions for the total number of fruits bought. So it means, therefore, if the number of bananas were b, therefore we will have b plus the number of mangoes m plus the number of pineapples p. So this becomes your total number of fruits bought, and this is algebraic expression. This is algebra. Algebra, the letters have stood in for the values in a mathematical operations. The letters have stood in for mathematical operations. So this is what we call algebra. That is what we call algebra. So the next example, students, we have example 2. Example 2, we have a candidate scores 45. A candidate scores 45, comma, x and y percent in an interview. Then you are told what is his average scores. A candidate scores 45, comma, x and y percent in an interview. The question is, what is his average score? What is his average score? What is his average score? So first of all, we get the summation. We add the total number of scores. We get the total number of scores. So total number of scores. This will be 45 plus x plus y. Then it means I will get the result. The result will still be 45 plus x plus y. This is how the result will remain. You cannot have 45 plus x. It will still stand to be 45 plus x plus y, because this x is different with 45, y is different with x, different with 45. So it remains like that. It remains the way we have put it. Then down here, what is his average score? Average means we divide by the total number of score. We divide by the number of scores. The number of scores we count 1, 2, 3. The scores were 45, x and y. It means there are 3 values. So average means we divide by the total number of the data we have. So the data is 45, x and y. So get the average. Average, we are having 45 plus x plus y all over 3. So this is the final stage you can reach, because you will simply divide by 3, having known the value of x, having known the value of y, but we don't know. So we leave our answer. We leave our answer like that. That is the point we arrived with our answer. So, and again, this is still algebra. This is still algebra because we are still in our expression, we are still having x and y, and those are letters. Those are letters. So let's move to the next. Let us move to the next example 3. Example 3, we have a more, this is a more serious one now. Number 3, Kitur. Kitur is 3 times. Kitur is 3 times as old as his son. What is the sum? What is the sum of their ages? 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 So the question is, this is a person. Kitur is 3 times as old as his son. What is the sum of their ages? Kitur is 3 times as old as his son. It means the age of Kitur is 3 times the age of the son. So in this case, for you to know the age of Kitur, it means you must first of all know the age of the sun. That is when you will take the age of the sun, you multiply by 3. If they say Kitur is 3 times as old as his son, therefore I should be able to know the son's age. Since that the son's age is not given, therefore I will just say let the age of the son to be any letter, can be even the first letter of your name. Any letter can say Y. Let the age of the son to be Y. Therefore, Kitur's age will be, being that they said 3 times as old as the sun, therefore Kitur's age will be equals to 3y. Then down here, what is the sum of their ages? So summation, sum means addition. So sum is equals to 3y plus y. And this gives you 4y. That is where you reach. Again, this is also algebra. This 4y, y is a letter. Therefore, in this expression, this is algebra. So we can say this is algebraic expression. So where we reach at 4y. So as you can see with the examples we have done, algebra is very, very simple. Very simple to understand and also very simple to tackle. Very simple to tackle. So I am going to maybe do another example. One example. One more example. Example 4. Caparo had twice as many goats as Joroge. Ochieng had 3 more more goats than Caparo. Full stop. How many goats did they have altogether? Yes, Caparo had twice as many goats as Njoroge. Full stop. Ochieng had 3 more goats than Caparo. How many goats did they have altogether? So it is good to read the question and even reread again and even read for the 3rd time until you get to understand what it requires. So Caparo had twice as many goats as Njoroge. Ochieng had 3 more goats than Caparo. How many goats did they have altogether? Caparo had twice as many goats as Njoroge. Up to where we have Njoroge here, for me to get the number of goats that Caparo has, then I need to know the number of goats that Njoroge has. Njoroge. So we shall say let number of goats Njoroge have to be equals to any letter X. Caparo, for you to know the number of goats Caparo is having, you must first of all have the number of goats that Njoroge is having. First of all, you must know the number of goats Njoroge is having. That is the beginning point. This is where you start from. So therefore, we are going to let the number of goats Njoroge have is X. Therefore, Caparo, therefore, the Caparo number of goats Caparo will have the number of goats. Let me write it like this. Number of goats Caparo will be, they are saying here, twice as many goats as Njoroge, twice. So it means therefore I will have 2x. I continue. Ochieng had 3 more goats than Caparo. Come to Ochieng. Therefore the number of goats Ochieng is having, they are saying Ochieng had 3 more goats than Caparo. Ochieng is having 3 more. Ochieng is having, the goals Ochieng having is excess by 3 compared to those of Caparo. If Caparo is having 2x, therefore Ochieng will have 2x plus 3 because it is 3 more. It is more by 3. Ochieng is having more goats, 3 more goats than Caparo, 3 more goats. Therefore, Ochieng must be having 2x plus 3. Then down here, how many goats did they have altogether? We add, addition, sum or addition, the same. So x plus 2x plus 2x plus 3. Of course, we add the same letters. You can always add. It means up to this point you can add. This is 3, 5. So I will have 5x plus 3. This is the total number of goats that the 3 men had. The 3 men had 5x plus 3. That's how algebra. That is what algebra is all about. Then I want to give an assignment. I want to give some very simple questions. Simple questions. So, question number 1. A bus company charges. I want you to know it, to see it clearly. Charges a standing fee. A standing fee of 3,000 Kenya shillings. Kenya shillings, comma, then 500 Kenya shillings for every hour. For every hour, the bus is away. How much is paid? How much is paid for A? How much is paid for A? 8 hours. B, n hours. Yes, that is a question. Question 1. That is question 1. Then probably the last question. The last question. The last question is, that is question number 2 is the last one. Then we are saying, think of a number. Think of a number. Think of a number multiply 8 by 2, multiply it by 2, add 5 to the product, divide the result by 3 times. Divide the result by 3 times. Divide the result by 3 times the original number. Okay, write an algebraic, an algebraic expression. An algebraic expression to represent this information. Yes. So those are the two questions that I want you students to attempt, and I will be back to go through them together, having you attempted them. So that is the end of our lessons, and I wish you well back at home. I know you are keeping safe, and I also believe that you understood the lesson. Welcome next time. Okay.